Alright, so today I got another, I don't know, these ideas just hit me once in a while. I was looking around on Craigslist at free stuff, and I saw that on the free listing in my area, it was downtown in Milwaukee, that there was somebody ripping apart what would have been an old building. Turns out it was a barn at one time, used kind of like a horse barn. Anyway, this building was downtown in Milwaukee, and I guess the history goes this building was built in the 1890s, and some of this 6-inch stuff, this is all tongue and groove. This wouldn't have been exactly from the 1890s. This is machined needles and stuff, so I don't know what year that this was put on, and these nails here, those are all machined nails. That wouldn't have been the case in the 1890s. But that's when the building was from. This was siding on the inside of it. Apparently, when this building was erected, it was used to house horses, and those horses, their job was to pull around. Unfortunately, their job was to pull around a hearse, and they would go get the coffin and put it on the hearse, and the horses would carry it or pull it to the building that they lived in on the upper floor, which was all wide open, and they would turn the trailer around in a big circle, and then they would get put. The horses would go on to a platform, which was actually an elevator that was operated by ropes and pulleys. The horses would then be put downstairs, and the elevator would come back up, and it was just a piece of floor, really. There were no walls to it. And then the funeral procession would be there, and so forth. So, kind of an interesting building. It's a shame to see it come down. It was pretty neat on the inside, but the guy who was taking it down is going to relocate the building, and he offered up some of this 6-inch siding for free. I think it looks pretty neat. It's different colors, kind of really faded. I don't know what this is doing in the sun, but this is a faded green. Right now, I have to pull all these nails. Not worried about the sizes or anything. I'm going to make my compost bin about 3 foot by 3 foot. Maybe it'll be 3 feet by 3 feet and 3 feet high. I'm going to put it next to my shed over here. So I'm going to start building on it right now. No idea how I'm doing it exactly. I don't really have a plan for it. So I guess we'll learn this one together, just kind of showing you how you can make something on the fly with no real specific idea. I guess that's kind of how I do everything around here. No idea what I'm doing. It just turns out. Anyway, well, I'll be right back. Alright, so I know I told you guys that this was going to be 36 inches tall. So what I did was I took my, well, this is just scrap lumber that was laying around. It could maybe a 2x3. This was something I must have ripped it down for some project somewhere. I mean, you can see that this was ripped. I did this for something, and it was laying in my shop here in the corner. I had forgotten this was even around. So I cut these 4 corners at 34 inches. And you could be asking yourself, hey, that guy said 36 inches tall and he only made that 34. I did that for a reason. At the top, I want to leave a 2-inch. I want the corners to be 2 inches lower than the board, and then that way I can set a top onto it if I feel like it. And then that way you also won't see any of this stuff if you're just looking at it over the top. So you're good to go there. Again, these pieces don't match. There's 3 pieces that are maybe 2x3, and then 1 piece of cedar 2x4. It's all just stuff that was laying around in my shop, and I got those barn boards for free. I took those, I took all the nails out of them all, so we're looking pretty good with that at the moment. I'm going to start cutting this up into 3-foot lengths, and then I'll be back again in just a minute. Alright, so this is kind of looking like a pallet, really, but this is going to be, right now it's 3 feet wide, and instead of going with a 2-inch reveal, like I said on the top, I kind of thought that my gaps here would be too much. The spaces between. I mean, I want air to go through everything, obviously, but that was just getting to be a little bit too much. Some of those spaces were really large. And instead of ripping one down, so I would, you know, make a cut this way and just use a piece of one, I decided to stay at full pieces, so I'm using 6 pieces of 6-inch timber at 36 inches wide, and I knocked down that reveal. So instead of having this be what would have been almost 2 inches, it's about 3/4 from the tongue and groove tip of the board to there. You don't have to use tongue and groove boards, obviously. Whatever you're laying around the place, or if you want to go by 1x6s or something, but whatever. That's just kind of what I'm using. Like I said, this is just wood that was laying around. So that's one side. I'm going to make another side at 36, and then I've been kind of calculating what lumber I do have here. It might be 36 inches deep, and then from side to side I might go just what would be about 30 inches. So I'm going to figure that out when I get the other side built. Alright, so while I'm assembling this, I took the first piece that I built. It's down here, believe me. I can't make it happen. Anyways, the first piece is here, and I laid the second one on top of it. So that way I can kind of look down between these cracks, and you can see this is my top board, and I can line it up with my lower board, and I'm going to nail it, but I'm also gluing it. So you can see there's a boatload of just exterior carpenter's glue jammed in there. So basically this side that I'm making now will hopefully be pretty much a replica of the first one that I built. Okay, so I've got 3 sides on. This project, I'm kind of getting interrupted once in a while. No big deal. Let's see here. Where was I leaving off? Okay. 36 inches on here on the sides, and then I decided to alter the depth to 30 inches instead of 36. Reason being is it just seems to fit a little bit better in the location that I've chosen to put it, and as I said earlier, the way the lumber I have left over kind of works out better with 30-inch boards. So that's where we're going to be at. This is going to be a side where I can I'm going to have slots that'll just pull up and out of there. So this piece of 2x will actually be exposed, but I don't care because that's going to be in a site where I really won't see it anyways. I'll show you what I'm talking about shortly. So in order for me to do that, so I can lift slots straight up and then just drop them straight back down in, what I need to do is I have to have a brace back here. So this would be a channel, or what would be equivalent to almost a dado. I'm going to put it right here. So, and then I'll probably take screws and I'll bring them in here or something like that to figure all that out. As I said, this side I won't see too much where I'm at. I will see, however, this side. Yeah, this will be the side that I'm going to see. So it'll all work out, and then I will put a bottom into it. Probably run just a little piece of 2x3 or 2x2 or something on the bottom there, and then run slats going this way. So I'm going to work on that right now, and then I'll show you the progress. Alright, keeping in mind that this is all scrap lumber, this piece of 2x2 was actually an old section of, I think that was a piece of a railing. Yeah, it was a piece of a railing. Anyway, I've thrown a bunch of glue onto it, and in order for me to be able to keep a good space, I took a scrap piece of the boards here, put it up against that piece of 2x, and if I run this here, now I know that that would be the correct spacing. And then over here where I have holes and slots and stuff like that, I'll be able to see my piece of 2x2, so I'm just going to put some little screws there. Okay, so the inside rails are on, and what we have to keep in mind is that these boards, as far as what will be back to front, are 30 inches from outside to outside. If I'm going to make my boards so that they are on the inside part here. I can't measure from outside to outside because then I'm going to be off the thickness of this board times 2. So in this particular case, since this is actual 1x stock, I'm going to go, instead of 30 inches, I'm going to go 28. That'll take me from here to here. I could do maybe 27 3/4 just to leave a little bit of wiggle room in case there's expansion, contraction, whatnot. But I'll probably just do it at 28. It's time to put a bottom into it. So what I'm going to do is make kind of a floating bottom or a removable bottom. These pieces of wood here, this 2x junk happen to be sitting around and it just fits in here. I don't know how I got that lucky, but I'm not going to fasten it to the actual compost bin. I'm going to leave it float free. I will, however, put slats on it from here to over on this side, which is also not going to be attached. That way, when it's time to remove the finished compost or move the compost bin or whatever, the entire thing is lighter, it's more portable, and it's easier to get compost out of it. At least that's the theory behind this. You might just call it laziness, I don't know, but I'm going with ease of use. Alright, so it's a couple hours later. I don't know, I think I did about 3 hours for this thing, but I was interrupted a couple times, whatever. If it takes you all day, who cares? It's a compost bin that I made with just stuff I got for free. It was from Craigslist or I had laying around the shop, whatever. I don't know how much you'd pay for something like this, but the way I look at it is a compost bin for recycling, so why buy something? I think it even looks better than if you were to buy it. Some of you might not like that look and you might want something a lot more completed looking or maybe something more industrial. That's all good. It is what it is. I'm happy with it though. So as I said earlier, the floor in here is all free floating. I haven't nailed or done anything with the inside of the floor. You can see it's all mobile. I can move it all for ease of use, or you might call it laziness, whatever. And then the front door. These all just pop right out, slide right out, and then right back in. A little bit tight, but there we go. Should be tight, so we're good to go. That's my compost bin. I'm gonna go put it away now. Okay, so this is where the compost bin is going to sit from now on. Next to my shed. These doors I gotta paint, but anyways, this is the new compost bin just over here, so we can use it. What do you think, Ray? It's awesome. Pretty good, hey? So easy to use, I hope. It's right by my garden, so that's, you know, that's what you want. Ease of use all the way around, and hopefully it's going to be very beneficial to our garden. Thanks for watching.
I bet my sunflower is taller than you.
It's Rachel's sunflower.